Have you seen people in the U.S. coordinating to launch an attack?
We have seen individuals collaborate, of course.
In the U.S.?
Yes.
So are there ISIS cells in the U.S.?
There are individuals that have been in communication with groups like ISIL who have a desire to conduct an attack, yes.
That are living in the U.S. right now?
Correct.
Michael Steinbach, the head of the FBI's robust counterterrorism division, says in many cases these groups are a few individuals who are loosely associated.
I think the term sleeper cell is overly simplistic. I think the threat is much more complicated, much more diffuse.
A frightening reminder of that type of threat? The deadly Paris attacks. French citizens Sharif and Saeed Kouachi, trained by terrorists, and their associate Amadei Coulibaly went on separate rampages.
Are you concerned, in light of what we saw in Paris, that there could be an American here in the United States who may have had similar training as the Kouachi brothers, who perhaps we didn't have visibility on?
Of course I am. I'm worried about individuals that we don't know about that have training. I'm worried about individuals that just see what happened in Paris or in other countries and want to follow with similar acts.
Could you tell us how many Americans are right now fighting, training with terrorists overseas?
I won't discuss numbers. I won't discuss specific numbers. I'll say that the FBI, in partnership with the intelligence community, we track several buckets of individuals.
Are you not telling us a number because you're not willing to, or because you don't feel confident that we know all of the Americans who have come and gone?
The answer is both. I'm not telling you a number because I don't want to tell you a number, and I'm for sure underestimating the true number. We know what we know, but there is a number that's greater than that we don't know, just like our European partners.
There was a case, Abu Salha, the Florida man who went back and forth to Syria undetected.
We are coming for you.
He ended up dying over there when he was fighting alongside al-Nusra. Are there other similar cases like that where we've sort of lost track of Americans going back and forth?
I would be lying to say that there is not, of course. The volume, the numbers, the ease of travel. You know, we don't track individuals leaving the United States to vacation in Europe. And once you get to Europe, you can easily get down to Turkey, and then from Turkey into Syria. So it's a challenge.
And there are Americans who we believe have actually fought alongside terrorists who are now back on U.S. soil?
We have an identified small number of folks who we think fought alongside terrorist groups and have returned, yes.
Why weren't they prevented from coming back to the U.S.?
Well, I think for the most part, we didn't know about them before travel.
Why haven't they been arrested?
If intelligence tells me that someone traveled to Syria and fought on behalf of or supported a terrorist group like ISIL, and then returns to the United States, that's one threshold. But the threshold by which we can prosecute is completely different.
Steinbach admits U.S. law enforcement alone cannot stop a deadly attack on the homeland.
In the majority of cases, we know that someone recognizes that change in behavior, that radicalization, that family member or friend chooses not to intervene. And by not getting involved, the story ends in a very similar fashion, and that's death.